Russia and the United States maintain one of the most important, critical and strategic foreign relations in the world. Both nations have shared interests in nuclear safety and security, non-proliferation, counterterrorism, and space exploration. Following Vladimir Putin regaining control of the Russian government in 2012, relations between the two countries significantly cooled due to Russia's annexation of Crimea and Russian military intervention in Ukraine. Welcome to Brainbuster. This is another episode of Country Comparison, Russia versus the USA.
France, officially the French Republic, is a transcontinental country predominantly located in Western Europe. It retains its centuries-long status as a global center of art, science, and philosophy. It hosts the fifth largest number of UNESCO World Heritage Sites and is the world's leading tourist destination. Germany, officially the Federal Republic of Germany, is a country in Central Europe. As a global leader in several industrial, scientific and technological sectors, it is both the world's third largest exporter and importer of goods. Welcome to Brainbuster. This is another episode of Country Comparison, France versus Germany.
Canada is a country in North America. It ranks among the highest in international measurements of government transparency, civil liberties, quality of life, economic freedom, education, gender equality and environmental sustainability. Australia, officially the Commonwealth of Australia, is a sovereign country comprising the mainland of the Australian continent, the island of Tasmania, and numerous smaller islands. Welcome to Brainbuster. This is another episode of Country Comparison, Canada versus Australia. Formerly a single nation that was annexed by Japan in 1910, the Korean Peninsula has been divided into North Korea and South Korea since the end of World War II on September 2, 1945. In 2018, beginning with North Korea's participation in the 2018 Winter Olympics, the relationship has seen a major diplomatic breakthrough and become significantly warmer. In April 2018, the two countries signed the Panmunjom Declaration for Peace, Prosperity, and Unification of the Korean Peninsula. Welcome to Brainbuster. This is another episode of Country Comparison, South Korea versus North Korea. China and India are the two most populous countries among the fastest growing major economies in the world, and are two of the major regional power in Asia. India and China have historically maintained peaceful relations for thousands of years of recorded history, but the harmony of their relationship has varied in modern times, especially after the Chinese Communist Party's seizure of power in 1949. The two nations have sought economic cooperation with each other, while frequent border disputes and economic nationalism in both countries are a major point of contention. Welcome to Brainbuster. This is another episode of Country Comparison, China versus India. Qatar is a peninsular Arab country whose terrain comprises an arid desert and a long Persian Gulf shoreline of beaches and dunes. The United Arab Emirates is a country in Western Asia. It is located at the eastern end of the Arabian Peninsula and shares borders with Oman and Saudi Arabia. On June 5, 2017, as part of the Qatar diplomatic crisis, the UAE cut diplomatic relations with Qatar, but, on January 6, 2021, Qatar and the UAE agreed to fully restore diplomatic ties. Welcome to Brainbuster. This is another episode of Country Comparison, Qatar and the United Arab Emirates.
Amiga, cancelei minha maquininha ontem. Você acredita que do nada subiu a taxa?
Uh. Oops.
Nossa, aconteceu mesmo com...
Saudi Arabia is an arid, sparsely populated kingdom of the Middle East. It is considered both a regional and middle power. The Saudi economy is the largest in the Middle East. Turkey, officially the Republic of Turkey, is a transcontinental country located mainly on the Anatolian Peninsula in Western Asia. It has a rich cultural legacy shaped by centuries of history and the influence of the various peoples that have inhabited its territory over several millennia. It is home to 19 UNESCO World Heritage Sites and is among the most visited countries. Saudi Arabia and Turkey's relationship have always fluctuated between cooperation and alliance to hostility and distrust. Since the 19th century, the two nations have had a complicated relationship. While Turkey and Saudi Arabia are major economic partners, the two have a tense political relationship, deemed from the historic enmity. Welcome to Brainbuster. This is another episode of Country Comparison, Turkey versus Saudi Arabia. Malaysia is a Southeast Asian country occupying parts of the Malay Peninsula and the island of Borneo. It's known for its beaches, rainforests, and mix of Malay, Chinese, Indian, and European cultural influences. Indonesia is a country in Southeast Asia and Oceania between the Indian and Pacific Oceans. Indonesia consists of thousands of distinct native ethnic and hundreds of linguistic groups, with Javanese being the largest. Welcome to Brainbuster. This is another episode of Country Comparison, Malaysia versus Indonesia. India and UK have been enjoying cordial relations since time immemorial. In recent times, the two countries have entered into a new era of bilateral relationships. During the India-UK summit in virtual mode on May 4, 2021, Honourable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi and the Right Hon Boris Johnson, Prime Minister of UK, agreed to a new and transformational India-UK comprehensive strategic partnership. Welcome to Brainbuster. This is another episode of Country Comparison, UK versus India. Pakistan. It is a middle power nation and has the world's sixth largest standing armed forces. It is a declared nuclear weapons state and is ranked amongst the emerging and growth leading economies. Afghanistan. It is a landlocked country and referred to as the heart of Asia. It is prominently rich in natural resources. It is also the world's largest producer of opium, second largest producer of cannabis, and third largest of both saffron and cashmere. Welcome to Brainbuster. This is another episode of Country Comparison, Pakistan versus Afghanistan. Israel is a country in Western Asia.
It is the only Jewish nation in the modern period, and the region that now falls within its borders has a lengthy and rich history that dates from pre-biblical times. Syria, a country of fertile plains, high mountains, and deserts, Syria is home to diverse ethnic and religious groups, including the majority of Syrian Arabs, Kurds, Turkmens, Assyrians, Armenians, Circassians, Albanians, and Greeks.
Morocco, a westernmost country in the Maghreb region of North Africa. Year after year, Moroccans put their name on the map with globally recognized achievements, ranging in 2020 from an artificial intelligence award to cross-country race and surfing competition wins to literary prizes and space sciences awards. Argentina, a country in the southern half of South America. It has the most successful football team in the CONMEBOL UEFA Cup of Champions, having won it twice, 1993 and 2022. Welcome to Brainbuster. This is another episode of Country Comparison, Morocco versus Argentina. South Korea versus Japan.
GDP of the top 100 countries.
Turkey versus Saudi Arabia versus Iran.
Bangladesh versus Pakistan versus India. Belgium, a country in Western Europe, is known for medieval towns, Renaissance architecture and is headquarters of the European Union and NATO. The country has distinctive regions including Dutch-speaking Flanders to the north, French-speaking Wallonia to the south, and a German-speaking community to the east. The Netherlands, a country in northwestern Europe, is known for its flat landscape of canals, tulip fields, windmills, and cycling routes. Welcome to Brainbuster. This is another episode of Country Comparison, Belgium versus Netherlands.